I don't feel too good about this game. Sports Talk Chicago here with Jon Zaghloul. In this video, we're going to break down the Bears-Texans game coming up this weekend and explain why it may be a closer game than you think. New to the channel, subscribe, set up notifications, hit that like button so you don't miss a thing. We talk Chicago sports daily. We have interviews with former Bears players and also media members who cover the Bears and other teams here in Chicago. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Jon Z Sports, Facebook Jon Zaghloul. Want to watch more videos, podcasts, and articles? Head on over to sportstalkchicago.com. I want to start today with this. On paper, it should be an easy Bears win. They're facing Houston. Lovie Smith is coaching. Who the hell do they have as far as weapons goes? It should be easy. It should be simple. The Bears should pound Houston on Sunday. We all predicted it. I know I did. 5 months ago, I did. 2 months ago, I did. A month ago, I did too. On paper, it should be an easy Bears win. Good feelings should come from it, and the Bears could even recover. Use it as an opportunity to recover from Sunday night. So why do I feel like it may not go that way? Maybe I'm being pessimistic. Maybe I'm doubting too much. But I have a sick feeling this won't be an easy Bears win. The Bears may pull it out. Might be close. Might come down to the final possession. But I have my doubts about the Bears completely dominating Houston on Sunday. Now, it's not just because of the Packers game. It's the whole season up to this point. If Justin Fields has only thrown 11 passes per game, if the Bears aren't trusting him, if the defense is going to play like last weekend, it may be a longer game for the Bears. A tougher game. They may even lose. And I just got this sick feeling about Lovie Smith returning home. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just a superstition, but I'm weary about it. I don't feel good about it at all. You're going to tell me Lovie Smith is going to come in and say, yeah, you know what? Make it an easy game. Who cares if we lose? He's going to play his heart out. He's going to coach his heart out. He's going to do everything he can to win that game. It's a revenge game for Lovie. He was fired, same ownership, same team president, after winning 10 games. Lovie does want the final say, and he may get it on Sunday. That's why I'm saying, not as easy as we all thought. Now, if the Bears had come out and played a little bit better last week, even week 1, I'd say the opposite. The Bears do have Justin Fields, they have David Montgomery, they have a competent run game, which the Texans don't. Supposedly a better defense, or I thought so. The Bears are the better team on paper. Before the season began, the Bears were the better team. But right now, I think it's more even than people think. One thing I really want to watch this weekend, quarterbacking. Many of you don't realize, but Davis Mills came out the same year as Justin Fields. Oh, and by the way, Mills was the best quarterback of Fields' draft class so far. That is undisputed. Davis Mills last year, 16 touchdowns, 11 picks, actually played pretty well this year, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Completion percentage might be around 42%, but I'll tell you, he is not a bad quarterback. And he's done much more at the NFL level than Justin Fields so far. That's a fact. Whether you like it or not, whether or not you've heard about it, because Davis Mills has been buried by the national media. Davis Mills is a good quarterback. 2 touchdowns, no picks, 417 yards already. Last year in his rookie year, despite going 2-9, 16 touchdowns, 10 picks, almost a 90 passer rating for the Texans. He's turned into one of the better quarterbacks of that draft class. The most accomplished, no question. He's put up the best stats of anybody in that draft class so far. Just makes you think. So Justin Fields may have his hands full on Sunday. Not only trying to beat out Davis Mills, but trying to somehow compete with a horrible offensive scheme and bad weapons around him. But also, he has to stay out of his own way. You know, it's funny how this week we now see criticism of Justin Fields. I've never seen it before. I've been critical of him in the past, of course, but now we're seeing other people come around to it at least. I'm not saying give up on him. I'm not saying throw him to the wolves. I'm not saying he's a bust. But what I am saying is this. He needs some work. Last year it seemed like everything he did, it didn't matter, it was perfect. Well, not necessarily the case. You could hear all these film people, Tim Jenkins, all these people break it down, and that's great. Nevertheless, no matter how you want to phrase it, he didn't have a good game on Sunday. You could say, oh, it was a good decision, but a poor outcome, bad decision. I don't care what the terminology is. The fact is, it wasn't a good game. And it is cause for concern. Justin Fields did miss good reads last Sunday. That's a fact. Missed reads, missed players. Ran instead of threw when he needed to. Luke Getsy actually called, apparently, 22 passes in that game. Fields was sacked. He ran on a couple of them. Only attempted 11 passes. I'm not saying that's only his fault. Should have been more passes called anyway. 22 calls is still not enough, but it's not just a Luke Getsy problem. This is going to take time for both sides, though, to grow. That's why I'm willing to be patient. Remember, it's a new offense. Remember, it's week 3 of a new offense, new OC, new head coach, and essentially a new quarterback. It's going to take time for everybody to mesh and be on the same page. That's why I'm not ready to sound the alarm yet. I saw somebody on YouTube comment, hey, in a couple of weeks we'll be putting in Trevor Siemian. Really? Heard this before. It seems as if Chicago's the only place where the fans love the backup more than the starter. Doesn't matter if your starter's a Pro Bowler like Peyton Manning. Somebody will always be calling for someone like Trevor Siemian to come in the game. I love Trevor Siemian, but he is not going to start one game this year unless Justin Fields gets severely injured. This is Justin Fields' year. We need to see something out of him, and so far, we haven't seen much. There hasn't been a lot of opportunity, but we haven't seen much through 2 games. 15 games to go. Good luck. Prove yourself. Prove something. I'm not asking for perfect stats. I'm not asking for a 100 passer rating. I don't think that's even going to happen. But I'm asking for progress. I'm asking to see that you know how to play the quarterback position and that you're being used correctly. So, it's not going to be Fields' fault if he's a good runner and the Bears never call a running play for a quarterback, right? It's not going to be Fields' fault if every single game all season long he's thrown 11 passes per game. Not going to be his fault. At that point, you fire the offensive coordinator immediately. So there's context with everything, but I will say Justin Fields ain't perfect. We should stop treating him that way. We have to be realistic in our evaluation of Fields and for this whole team. We got to put the biases to the side. I know you love Justin Fields. I know you want him to be great. Everybody wants him to be great. I want him to be great. We got to put the biases to the side and really take a look at what he's done. What he's done so far has not been significant. Could change. I hope it does, but not yet. He's made mistakes. The things that everybody roasted Mitch Trubisky about. He's making those mistakes. He's younger. He has time to develop, but I'm just saying. He has a ways to go in his development as an NFL QB. It's not going to all come to him. He's not Patrick Mahomes. He's not going to find instant success. Very few do. So this week is going to be a week of growth for Fields. You're not facing a great defense. It's okay. Here's your chance to shine. You're going to be at home. You're facing Lovie Smith in a game that is practically meaningless. Both these teams aren't going anywhere. Texans will not be in the playoffs, and the Bears are going to need a miracle to get into the playoffs of the NFC. So this is a meaningless game in that sense. Once again, like last week, the Bears have nothing to lose. Texans don't either, though. So it should actually be a decent game, quality of play-wise. Here's your chance, Justin Fields and Luke Getsy. Please let him throw more than 11 times in a game. Please. Because then if you don't, we can't evaluate him, and then the nonsense is just going to keep getting worse and worse. The idea that Fields should be benched for Trevor Siemian. I don't even know where that could come from. I don't understand where that thought even came. He's a second-year QB. The same people who said, start him week one last year are now saying bench him for Trevor Siemian. Again, let's be objective. Objectivity means this for Fields. Let him play. Let him throw. Let him actually run this offense. Let him throw more than 11 times in a game. Let him take control. I'd rather Fields say, I lost the game. I'd rather him be the reason they lost than sit here and be in limbo about what he really is. Vice versa, too. I'd rather see Fields win a game, the Bears win because of Justin Fields, than again, be in limbo about who is Fields, what did he do, what did he accomplish. Look what's going on in Miami. Look what's been going on there with Tua. How long it's taken for everybody to embrace him. And he had one good game last week, and I like Tua. I think he's a good NFL quarterback. But if he has a bad game this week, everyone's going to backstep what they said last week. And they're still going back and forth, and this is year 3. And they still don't know. And they're still in the middle about Tua. I don't want that happening here. I'd rather Justin Fields be a total dud, and we know, and then we move on. Or he's a superstar. We know. We move forward. We need some absolute clarity here. Can't have it be half full and half empty or foggy. We need clarity. The only way we're going to find clarity on Justin Fields is if he can throw the damn football. If the game plan is put into his hands and he wins the game or loses the game for the Bears. Either way, it doesn't matter. But we need to know. So for this weekend with Houston, I would hope the Bears use him more because there's nothing to lose. Absolutely nothing. This game is meaningless. In the grand scheme of things, it's meaningless. Texans aren't going anywhere. The Bears aren't going anywhere. Here's your chance to let Justin Fields loose. See what he could do. Luke Getzey better be listening. And it's actually a good evaluation game. When you're facing not one of the best teams in football, can Justin Fields even hang with Houston? It's a valid question. Can he hang with a middle to lower tier team? I mean, he beat the 49ers, which was great. So he's proven he could beat an elite-esque team. Can he beat a team like this in normal conditions at Soldier Field on Sunday afternoon? Can you say with certainty, yes, Justin Fields won that game for us? He threw for 300 yards, had 2 touchdowns. It was him. It was because of him we won, and we beat this mediocre team. Got to ask yourselves that this Sunday. Got to wait and see if that's going to be the verdict on Fields moving forward. And I swear, if we see the same lackluster performance from Darnell Mooney and Cole Kmet, I'm going to blow a gasket. Especially Cole Kmet. He better really buck up because he's in big trouble. And I don't care if that's not a popular opinion. He's in big trouble. If you can't block, if you can't get open, create separation, if you can't make a catch, why are you playing football? Cole Kmet's in big trouble. Darnell Mooney just hasn't been used. Cole Kmet really either. So I'm not going to fully go on them yet. But if we see nothing again on Sunday, that does not bode well for anybody. We need more production out of them. And the Bears' defense better contain the run game. The Texans have Dameon Pierce and Rex Burkhead as their leading rushers. You better contain them. And if you can't contain them, then the Bears are doomed for this season because the defense is never going to be there to help out the offense. The Bears are always going to be playing from behind if they cannot contain the run game. Last week was a travesty. Now you're facing borderline NFL players, really. I mean, Rex Burkhead's been in and out of the league for years. Dameon Pierce the same. These guys are not great. The Texans have never had good running backs. Contain them. Make sure they don't rush for more than 50 combined yards. Take them out. Force the ball out. Force a fumble. Force Davis Mills to throw. Remember, the pressure's on him, too. He's also in Fields' shoes. second-year QB, although there's more certainty about him, still make him uncomfortable. Force the Texans to play from behind and pass, and force an interception from Davis Mills. You could do it. It's really not that hard for this Bears defense. They did it in week 1. Do it again. Mason Davis Mills, do it again. That's the point here. On paper, it should be an easy win for the Bears, and yet, based on last Sunday, I'm concerned. I think they do pull it out, but I'm not confident. You shouldn't be either. Even if they're facing Houston, some mediocre team, it doesn't matter. Last week was bad. We can all say we moved on. I know I have too, but it's just hard to forget that right now, that image and the way that whole game went. Fields throwing only 11 passes. Aaron Jones running wild. Aaron Rodgers saying, I still own you. I mean, it needs to change here. And here's the opportunity to start making a change. All around. Not just Fields, not just Mooney or Komet. Offensive play calling. Defensive effort. Limiting the Texans' run game. Fields throwing for more than 11 passes. Here's your time to experiment and to grow. This is your opportunity to do it. I think the Bears win. Barely. 24-21 final score. I think Fields throws for 2 touchdowns and has a pick. I think the Bears run 1 in 2. Then kick a field goal. But I do think the Texans are going to put up points, unfortunately. They really shouldn't. The Bears' defense should kill them, but after last week, I have my concerns. So, Bears win, barely, 24-21 on Sunday. And look, if they win, great. I'm not going to be too mad. I'm going to be dissecting this game regardless. So if something goes wrong, we'll talk about it. But if they win, it's a good stepping stone for the weeks to come. If they lose this game, it's not going to be a good omen for the rest of the season, in my opinion. And I know this is a rebuild year. I get it. But you got to beat the Texans. And Lovie Smith is coming home. And remember, there's really no excuse. You're facing another second-year QB in the same draft class as Justin Fields. This is a referendum, in a sense, on the Bears drafting and the Texans drafting. It's a referendum. It is that serious. In that sense, for the quarterback battle, I want to see Justin Fields win. It's like a couple of years ago when Mitch Trubisky and the Bears beat Deshaun Watson and the Texans. That doesn't mean Mitch Trubisky's a better quarterback, but what it does mean is people talked about it. It was a big deal. This is going to be a big deal, too, in the future. Because really right now, we don't know who's better. You could say Justin Fields all you want, but statistically, it is Davis Mills. We don't know who's the better quarterback yet. They're both going to play with pride on their shoulders. They both know that they were drafted in the same class. It's going to be competitive. Justin Fields has to win. And again, Justin Fields has to have the opportunity to win, which means throwing more than 11 passes and winning or losing the game because of him. Put it on his shoulders. Put it on his chest. I would hope the Bears listen and do it. And I hope they pull it out on Sunday. They should. We all expected it. We all predicted it. Oh, the Texans suck. Of course they do. Does that mean the Bears are going to beat him, though? That's the question. We'll see what happens on Sunday. Thanks for watching today's show here on VPod TV, Gen TV, and Roku. Really appreciate the time. Remember, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Jon Z Sports and on Facebook, Jon Zaghloul. Want to watch more of this show? Head on over to sportstalkchicago.com. So long, everyone.